Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode number 106. My name is Glenn Gers, and I am coming to you 106 times now, letting you look over my shoulder while I show you the process of writing a TV drama pilot script. I just chose that because it was less work than a feature. I'm just doing it as a demonstration of script writing process. This is not the only process. It is not the best process. It is not the surefire process to success. It's just one that I worked out in 25-year career as a writer for movies and television. And I thought it would be helpful because I don't see anyone teaching the actual day-to-day process of writing. And the reason is it's hard to teach without actually showing it. So I'm just writing a script, trying to, started with just a rough idea, worked our way through the outline, took a couple of months to do that. Now we've spent several months writing the rough draft. We are almost at the end. Should get it done by next week at the latest. And I hope that by watching the process of putting down crude, rough general ideas and trying to capture little bits of magic and then stitch them together and rewrite them and polish them, that you'll learn that's how everybody does it. Everybody has their own way. You should find your own way. I'm just hoping that some of the things I'm showing you will help you. Hello, 99 Precinct. Hello, this is Kitschy. Good to see you guys. If you are indeed guys. Hey, Natasha, Najo, how you doing? So we are just going to get right into it because we are at the finale, the end of the script. So without further ado, let's dig in to the last scene. That's really where we are. Okay, we've got them dealing. It's what we wrote yesterday was just a couple of moments of the characters coping with the fallout of having made this connection, which is what happened at the climax of the scene, is that the amateur serial killer hunters actually talk to the serial killer. Yeah, burner phone. We got a little into the weeds on the burner phone. Glad that it was entertaining. Hello, Andrea. Okay, so let's look at what we got yesterday and start moving on. So what we had was Deacons disconnects the phone. He removes the battery and throws it away. Meanwhile, the group is saying, "What the heck just happened? We can't believe we just talked to the serial killer." Hello, Mali MFC. And I'm going to have to work this to make it even more powerful. But this should be pretty cool. It's like if you've got somebody, it's like if a bunch of UFO theorists suddenly had an alien walk into their meeting. So, all right. That's actually a funny line. I don't know if anybody else. I may just be too old, but you know that moment in Close Encounters when the alien ship rises up past Devil's Tower. That's kind of what this was like for them. Hello, Robert. Nice to see you here. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for being here. Okay, so the thing that we got to get to here. Oh yeah. Right, so Madeline. What are we going to do? Exterior. Soap shop. Day. Soon after. The same time. The same time. Walks along tourist-y shops on the street leading in from piers. Oh, look, we got all sorts of new folks. Hi, John Everett. Hello. We are just writing the last scenes. Clapboard and brick-fronted shops. I'm going to take little out. All right. The soap shop. He stops. He goes, stops to unlock. No, he stops at the soap shop. Handcrafted soaps, scents, and other delights. That's the slogan. He fits in completely. A denim-clad, white mustached retiree. Stops at the soap shop. The front gate. Unlocks the front gate and do they even have gates on their shops? Unlocks the front door. Let's move. Yeah. Artisanal soaps, handcrafted scents, and other okay. FlowLab 2022 Game Jam. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. Are you creating a game? Are you a game jam sounds like people doing a game contest, a game collab. Please let me know more about that. I don't know what it is. Hello, Janae. How you doing? Anyway, we will miss you, of course, Larry, but we are happy to know that you are jamming, the games. That sounds cool. All right. Jingle. Sorry. Actually, you know what? What time was this? What time of day? Is he opening the shop? Interior soap shop. Which jingles from jingles as he opens it. Which jingles? What I'm trying to say is he's got one of those actual physical jingle bells on his doors, which jingles with acoustic, authentic bells. Goes inside. Yeah, what kind of game? What's the deal, Larry? Tell us. Hello, Javier. Let's see, a question if I made now that you're in the works of the scenes. It's not bad. Let's take actually. Yeah, let me answer that now. I mean, essentially, that's an outline. 70 cards is 70 scenes. Some are going to be 50, some are going to be 72. There's not an absolute rule. Even his movies you'll find don't come down to exactly 70. But what he's saying is the average feature film in Hollywood terminology, the hour and 2-hour movie tends to run about 50 to 70 scenes. Depends on how long the scenes are, how you define a scene. So the answer is you can and you should tell yourself, that's about what I'm striving for if I'm trying to do a feature script. If you're trying to do a TV pilot, it's less. It also depends on a bunch of other things. But basically, yeah, that's what you should be definitely looking at is you're trying to come up with 50 to 70 scenes. He calls them cards. You can call them scenes, call them whatever you want. You want to identify them. I put it in an outline. He puts it in cards. Whatever you want to do. I think that's an absolutely fine way to look at it. The connection between the cards in a David Lynch movie is probably going to be a little less comprehensible to many of us than, say, a Billy Wilder script. But the 70 items applies. Absolutely. Larry, they're on following a theme. Oh, cool. Neat. Excellent. Well, I hope you do it. How long does that run? Yeah. Nice. Good. You make a game with their online software following a theme. That's cool. Do you have to do it online, or do you take their software, go bring work on it at home, and then, or is it like they have 24-hour and 48-hour film contests at film festivals where you have to write or make a short in 2 or 3 days, and everyone gets together and they have to shoot it at a certain time, a certain day, whatever. Or is it more like they're just saying, use our software, come back to us in a week? So that's my question. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, David Lynch's outline is going to be a lot less detailed than mine, probably. His is going to be a little more dreamlike, but yes, the cards are an outline as far as I can tell. Cool. This is neat. 2-week. It's in the browser. That makes sense. All right. Mulholland Drive is a series of amazing sequences which kind of are related to each other and are amazing. There's some great sequences in Mulholland Drive. I'm not sure. I think it's a story that I can understand in any form except dream, but I think it's a fascinating and well worth seeing movie. I think probably Blue Velvet is closer to a normal movie. Anyway, that's cool. That is neat. Yes, Maria, you should talk to Larry. Larry, you should talk to Maria. Okay, so meanwhile, John Everett asked a question. Then I'm going to get back to writing. Remember the writing? Same time. Yes, here's how I feel about continuous and the same time. I do the same time here because we are going from one place to a different place at the same time. So it's not continuous. The action is not actually continuing from one scene to another. In this case, the action is actually flowing from like we're going to walk with this guy through the door and into the other store. We'll probably cut because that's how we do things, but that is a continuous action, so I write continuous. That's how I define the difference between same time and continuous. Continuous means we're actually sticking with the characters and the scene and the action in a new location, or for some reason we have to have a new slug line. So that is my call. Okay, let's write. Let me write. Because really all I'm trying to do is get the sense of I just want to describe his shop. Homey and full of richly colored soaps in baskets and other old-timey display shelves displays. Almost smell the floral delicacy through the screen. That is the kind of thing you write when you're just trying to make people feel it. Let's see, but he is distracted. No. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that and get back to our folks in George's house. Interior, George's house, living room, the same time. All right. So what is the next? Now we have to get to, okay, got rid of this. Norman. We have retired serial. Retired. Retired. So what I'm sort of discovering as I write this is that Madeline is the one with the most personal connection to Deakins, the one who most empathizes with him and makes a unselfish connection with him emotionally. Everyone else is talking plot. She's talking feelings. So. Actually, I don't think that's Dundosky. I think that's... And even if there is, doesn't he have to pay for what he did? Doesn't he have to pay for what he did? That's a good question. That's going to be Shrimpton. Is there such a thing? What do you mean, evidence? What do you mean, evidence? Do you think he gave something away in the call? Is evidence. He confessed. The call is he confessed. He confessed. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes he did. Yes he did. Why wasn't I recording that? Can't identify him. But we can't identify him? Who says that? Who says that? But we don't know who he is, where he is. We could figure it out. What would her fit? We sure can. Well, Hells, yeah, we can. Hells, yeah? Is that a thing? I don't know. What we do. That's who we are. Cyber sleuths. Online detect. Web sleuths. Even if we could, should we? Even if we can. Even if we could, should. I want to say even. So that's the kind of line that you had. It's like even if we could, is it should? You know, like you want to get the sound of the line. If you say even if we could, should we? It's hard to say that, and it's hard to follow it with your ear. Even if we could, should we? Unfortunately, the exact meaning is, but even if we could, is it right? Is it right? Well, for the moment, let's say that. But even if we could. Well, let's just leave it at, but even if we could. This is pure gold. Oh, yeah. Even if we could. We should. We can. We should. Yeah. I'm going to put that one down, Maria. Actually, thank you. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. That's actually, yeah. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. Yeah, that's good. Especially because they just said can. For some reason, I was stuck on could. Just because we can. Because what I was getting at is that she's not even sure we can. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. We can. We should. Although that's funnier now. if there's, yeah. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay. Soap shop. The same time. No, not the next day. Same time. Boop, boop, boop. Yes, indeed. Nice one, Maria. You get a 190. You get a line credit. Yes, it does. It's the thing is, it absolutely is more flowy, and it's more funny too. The thing that was bothering me was that I didn't want her to assume that they actually could, because she doesn't have a lot of faith in them. But that's all right. That's not right. What is he doing? What is he's doing something setting out the what is he doing? What I want to do is have him like being in the midst of a gesture and freeze, because he's getting what they're saying at the same time. Jennifer, I see your question, and I'm going to answer it in a second, but I'm mid sentence here, and I'm going to try and get this right. Hi, I write. Hello. Good to see you. I'm trying to picture a guy setting open a shop, and I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. Okay. what scent word, what soap word? I want a nice, let's see, halfway through the word, rosemary. Lavender, sure, why not? Lavender. Okay, let us, sitting here playing guitar, following along, I started to sing that as a song lyric. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. Cool. And nice. Okay, hi Jennifer. Happy New Year to you. How often do you use a beat? Will it appear to be too much? Same with parentheticals. There is no absolute answer to that. There's no right number or rule. The main thing I would say is don't use anything a lot if you can help it. Parentheticals and beats. I actually use a fair amount. I would say if you can not use something, don't use it. If there's any possibility that the line will make sense without it, don't do it, because then it's unnecessary. If you need it, because you're trying to, with beat, you're trying to break up two pieces. And so the answer is use it as many times as you have lines where you need to break it up. If everybody is talking in speeches that need to be broken up, you might want to just consider breaking up those with some back and forth between people, because that's a natural beat. So the answer is, with parentheticals, try not to use them if you can imply without saying it what the action is. Don't use a parenthetical to say anything that is the repeating what's in the line. Like if somebody's angry and they say, "I'm so mad at you," you don't want to put a parenthetical angrily. The only reason to use a parenthetical is if you're describing a physical action that is happening in the line that you want, like picks up a cigarette or spits out her tea. You want to put that in there, cool. Although you can also just break up the line. The other reason is if there is an emotional or intellectual content that is the opposite or is not clear from the words. That's when you use a parenthetical. I went into this in detail in one of my videos, and I don't remember which one. That's pretty. I think it's in format. I think it's in. Hold on, let me see if I've got that here. Yeah, I believe this one, script format. I get into that in pretty good detail. So I would definitely check that out, because I think I got into exactly when to use a parenthetical and when not to. Does that help? Mango and honey. Could be. All right. Okay. So the same time. matter what we want. Doesn't matter what we want. He knows. Here's good. McLean. He's right. Okay, so the reason I put this parenthetical in, here's an example. Because I wanted to, the line really should not be, oh, that guy over there is right. It should be, he's right. But I want to make sure that they understand who he is, because it could be he, the serial killer. You know, I don't know that you need it. This is a good example of something where if somebody says run, and the situation is such that we understand, but because of the rest of the scene, that they are saying, if you don't run, you will die, you don't need to say deadly. I think that deadly is overkill. That's a good example of where I don't think you need a parenthetical. The only reason I'm putting on here is he's right. He's right. The killer's going to give us a reason to hunt him. He gave us a reason. He gave us more reason to hunt him. And clues. There's always clues. There's always clues. So the killer knows who we are, and he knows so the killer knows who we are, and he knows he made a mistake. Maybe he was just being a good person, reaching out. Maybe he was. Sooner or later, he won't. Maybe he was. Oh, can you hear that? That was my stomach. Okay, maybe he was just reaching out like a person. Big fucking mistake. He's not stupid. We are. He's not. That was a big fucking mistake. He's not stupid. No. But we might be. We might be. What if we just walk away? How can you trust that? How can we can't. No way. We can't. No way. George's spirit cries out to us from here's another. Okay, this is a parenthetical because I'm not sure that the intention I have of her emotion is going to be clear just from the words. So I'm putting a parenthetical to say how she's saying this, because it could be, there's a lot of different moods that she could be in right here. Okay, let's see what else. What's going on here? You guys are all chatting. Hold on. Scene headers for those. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean like slug lines, like exterior Artemis 12? You know, day. Is that what you mean by scene headers? And the answer is yeah. You have to put the names of things. If there's a name of a planet or a palace or something that you need to name, but just remember, people don't read slug lines. Slug lines are this artificial production thing that you should assume that people are sort of skimming those. They're skipping them. They're not really reading slug lines. So you want to try to make clear everything you want to put in the text, in the scene description here, not in the slug line. You want to put it here in the text. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on the text. Yes, Maria's doing essentially taking a known franchise and writing her own script of it, knowing full well that that's not going to sell, but it's a good way to work in a world that you can already envision and with characters that you're working in some cases with known storylines. So it's sort of like adapting. Okay, let me just see here. Would the scene heading Candy's Tent, Campsite, Irish Woods, Night be acceptable? Yeah, I mean, ideally, you would try and keep it shorter. It depends. I mean, if possible, let's see, let's do this. So it's interior Candy's Tent. Well, first of all, you wouldn't use commas. You use dashes, campsite, Irish Woods, Night. Okay, so here's the problem with that. In theory, either these two things seem kind of redundant, one or the other. Or you could do that. You don't like to, if possible, you want to have at one location and then maybe one detail, but you don't want to have like three if you can help it. In theory, there would be some way to not have that, to just do this or just do this. Does that make sense? Let me know, Jennifer. Okay. Hi, Matthew. Just to have a shot through. Well, to a certain extent, I mean, here, this is a good little general lesson. In fact, I'm going to talk to you. When you are establishing something, for instance, if you are showing people flying, and check out how these movies do this, because you'll see that this trick that they use. They will, to establish a planet, you don't want to just show a planet because it's boring. So they show the ship arriving at the planet. So there's an action and a location being established at the same moment. They will not show a ship just going through the space and then through some more space and then arriving at the planet. They will just skip to the part where it matters. And that is the key. Just like when you show someone going home, you don't show them, unless you're trying to establish something about their routine or their world, You don't show them parking the car, getting out of the car, locking the car, walking up to the front, getting the mail. You'll find a way to cut to just them coming into the front door. Okay. Hey, congratulations, Nacho. That's great. And you're welcome. Okay, so let's see. Let me go back to our script here. And actually, I'm going to stop now. Janae, you let's see. I use exterior planet name, then the rest of the location from my film because we're working with multiple planets. Yeah, it depends. It depends. For instance, yeah, like you would do like interior Mos Eisley Cantina. That makes sense. So yeah, especially if you're cutting between planets, like we're cutting between George's house and Deacon's store. So if those were on separate planets, I would need to say, Jupiter soap shop, unless it's just really clear from the location. Like if, there's a certain palace and everyone knows it's on planet Hoth, then cool. You just say the palace and you get it. But generally I would say, yeah, use your planet names there. That's a pretty... it doesn't come up that much for most scripts. Most scripts are going to stay on this planet. All right. You know what? We're at 50 minutes, and I think I am going to stop here. I think I am going to finish up the last bit next week. Have yourselves a fabulous weekend. Please take good care of yourselves, and please go write something.